A good day to everyone watching this video. Today I want to discuss pandemics, but not COVID. I want mostly to discuss a little bit what is going on in what concerns our well-being and our mental health as human beings. I've been observing that we are constantly bombarded by mass media with fear. The first pages everywhere, the first news everywhere are usually about COVID and are about fear, increasing number of deaths, increasing number of contagion, discussions about whether or not to stay at home, whether or not to wear masks, how to go about business or how to not to go, and so on. And there is a certain amount of chaos, because even the World Health Organization has been self-contradicting, sometimes in the same day. There is chaos, there is information about contagion and death, there is fear, and the mass media are bombarding people constantly with bad news, as they have been doing for a long time. But now it's mostly about COVID, about the damn virus. The thing is that they seem to forget that fear is a very poor advisor. It has been so across the human history. And fear does not help us. Fear promotes aggression. Fear shrinks us to inside of us. Fear can increase the fight between groups. It can increase tribalism. And fear, this anxiety that is cultivated everywhere, and we see now that there is indeed a pandemic of fear, of anxiety, of panic attacks, increasing depression. And as we see this, we can also notice that part of it is the consequence of this massacre of bad, negative information. As if no one would want to tell us that we can indeed protect our immune system and our body in a way that is active, not passive. Instead of waiting for bad news, we can exercise, we can take supplements, and we can cultivate mental health. And mental health means also non-anxiety, non-fear. It means peace of mind. It means we can find and cultivate states of peace that favor the activity of the immune system, but also protect us from being bad humans, from being aggressive, from distrusting our neighbors. It can protect us for just insulting others cheaply, out of frustration and fear. At this moment in the human history, I think it's time for us to be mentally active and to bring on the best of ourselves, the best we can do for ourselves and others, protecting our body and immune system, but also protecting our mental health, but fighting for global mental health, helping others be the best human beings they can be. At this moment, there is a side effect of all this negative propaganda that I distrust and makes me wonder about some possible conspiracy theory around it. Because from animal studies and human studies also, we know that when an animal is shocked continuously with electrical shocks, without the possibility of escape, he receives shocks whether he moves or stays put. Eventually, the animal gets to a state of learned helplessness. So this animal is no longer going to fight for anything. It will not even move while receiving shocks. In a way, the animal quits and the animal accepts everything that happens, all negativity. I wonder if this is what some people would like to happen from humanity. We are so shocked, we are so bombarded with negative information that we quit and we don't move. We just wait for more bad news. We become passive in our mind and emotions, and we wait for people to tell us what to do, or we just don't react and accept everything from governments or big companies. And I think we must do, in a decisive way, the total opposite. We must stay active in our minds. We must wonder. We must cultivate our best values as humanity. We must protect ourselves and others. And to protect itself, humanity must also protect the planet, because this is the only one we have. So let's not forget about global warming, about overpopulation, about the lack of food, about pollution. Let's not forget the lessons from reducing slightly the pollution thanks to COVID. And let's keep in mind that this is the opportunity for humanity to grow instead of shrinking in fear. Because fear is also the enemy of growth. Physical to some extent, but mostly mental growth, expansion of consciousness mostly. And we can indeed cultivate a strong will, a decision to cultivate awareness, to be in solidarity, to be compassive, to assert love, to fight for ourselves and each other, to fight for a better future and a better humanity. We can refuse this bombardment of bad news, and we can indeed inform ourselves, search for the best information we can find. We can cultivate peace of mind, and that kind of peace we get when we know we are doing our part, our share, the best way we can. And let's find the information, because indeed stress is the enemy of mental and physical health, and we can find ways to cultivate peace of mind, solidarity, compassion and love, but also willpower, also an active mind, also a search for the best values we can assert and find within ourselves, so that we live with dignity. And talking about fear, if we are afraid to die, let's die with dignity if the day comes, or when the day comes. Let's die knowing that we have lived a good life, so that we have a peaceful death also. And this is also about courage and the expansion of our consciousness, the expansion of the best we are and we can be, the assertion of our best values help us have a good life in this moment across chaos and fear. And this is what I wanted to discuss for this moment. But this time, please share. And see you later.